Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com, and we made it to the final part of our adventure here. So first let's deploy our express, although looks like we have an infinite loop going on, or something's going on there. Yep, I think an infinite loop's going on, so let's find out why. Okay, components. So let me restart the server. Refresh this page. Okay. Go back over here, take a look. So if I go back to here, that is creating sort of an infinite loop of sorts. I don't know why. Stop. Interesting. So when I serve the build version, it does that. So again, just goes to show you it's probably not the best idea to try to self-serve, but for some reason it's causing it to do an infinite loop. And I'm not quite sure why, because we're not redirecting the page at any point. And we do have the event.prevent default on this function that should prevent the refresh, even though I never even submitted the form. And then we have the use effect. So yeah, there's really no reason it should be doing that. Now let's try this. I'm going to put the URL back. Okay. And I'm going to copy this folder outside. Copy. Into here. Okay, and I'll just rename this dog react. Okay, and we'll come back to that. No. So let's see here. So I'm going to go into first I'm going to go into our project, which is Intro to Express, and I'm curious as to why that is doing that, but I'm not curious enough. We'll explore that a little bit later on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out that express.static for a moment, because I just don't want to anger Heroku. So again, that was express.static here. That was what's serving the build folder in the React project. Okay. That'll be something we'll just play with later. Actually, I can just comment that out. Save. Okay. So then what I'm going to do here is first deploy this to Heroku. So if you have the Heroku CLI installed, okay, you type in Heroku login. Once you've installed Heroku CLI and you have a Heroku account, you type in Heroku login, you would log into your Heroku account. I'm already logged in, so I'm not going to do that. But what we do then is that we have to make sure there's a Git repo in here. So git init, git add dot. Oh, didn't like something in there. Okay, yeah, it doesn't like there's a Git repository in the React folder because I forgot to get rid of it. So let's cd into React. I need to get rid of the cloned React, because when you clone a Git repository, it includes the Git repository in there, so I need to remove that. So I go into the React folder where that repository is, and I'm just going to type in sudo rm-r.git, because there's a .git folder that holds the repository in there that I want to remove. So I remove that, and that's taken care of. Now cd back up into Intro to Express, and then I will again do git add git commit -m first commit. There's two ways to, forgot the quotation marks. There are two ways to deploy this to Heroku. Usually what I would do is I would push this up to GitHub, connect my GitHub to Heroku. This case, I'm going to use a straight Heroku CLI way of doing it, which is I type in Heroku create, which creates the Heroku project. So see, it created the project for me and automatically adds a Git remote. So if I go to Git remote, notice, see, there's a Heroku Git remote that was added by Heroku, and then I can just push to that remote. Git push Heroku master, and that'll push the code over to Heroku. Because then what I need to do is I need to get the URL to give it to my React project. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so let's see, that's done. So here's the website where our API is now hosted. So yeah, so let's go open this page for a second. Okay, well, let's go to /dog. Oh yeah, that's right. We have to set up a database and all this stuff. I'll be right back. So as we notice here, see, it's giving us this default page. Hello, welcome to your new app. So that means something didn't go right. There's a few things I can think of right off the bat. One is we don't have a database connected to it, although it should still not be showing this particular page. So let's investigate. So this is Stormy Cove. So let's head over to Heroku.com. Okay, and terms of service, effective actors, you agree with Heroku first? Okay, I guess they changed some things. Are you done with that? No, except. Okay, so let's see here. Where is that one? Probably on the next page. Stormy Cove. Build succeeded. So let's go open up the app. Maybe it was just I need to. Okay, got it. So I just need to accept that new terms of service. Okay, so now we're back in action. So if I go to /dog though, it should still fail. And yeah, it's not going to find anything because it's looking for that local database. I didn't give it a database URL, so we need to fix that. Okay, so I am going to head over to mongodb.com because we need to get a Mongo database. This is free, so you can sign in. Okay, then I want to log in. Okay, and because I'm not going to keep this up, I'm just going to create a dummy user. So I'm going to add a new user. We'll just call it test with the password test. Oh, well, can't close. Test. Test. And the cool thing about MongoDB is when you create a database, you can set temporary users. So I'm going to set a temporary user. This user will be good for 6 hours. Okay, yep. Thank you for warning me that my password has been exposed. Okay. But then basically you have these clusters, right? You'll get one cluster for free, which is plenty for all your hobby projects for practice. You click on connect. You're going to click on connect your application, Node.js. You're going to get this URL, which is what we need. And we have to just replace these parts of the URL. Test. Test. And here we're going to call this dog. Okay, and that's the database name. Okay, then we copy that URL. And then we head over back to here. Have to go back to settings. Here's where you see all those files that are in your all those variables in your .env, they don't get pushed up because the .env doesn't get pushed up to GitHub. Although I don't think I actually added that to my .gitignore, did I? No, I did not. So it did get pushed up. But I'll fix that now. But generally Heroku won't read from there. Okay, so Heroku wants to pass it through here. Okay. So what I want to do is pass in MongoDB URI, because that's, if I remember right, what we called it. So let me just double check. MongoDB URI. Yep. So we save this, we add that in there, and then that's where those variables are going to come from when we're deployed. Okay. So now that I've added that, this should work a little bit better. It should just get an empty array because there's nothing in that database yet. /dog. Yep, see, I get an empty array because there's nothing in the dog database yet. That's fine. Okay, so this is working. So this is now the URL I need for React. So I'm going to copy that URL. And then I'm going to go back to our React app. So again, we have like dog React over here. And I am going to... I want to add that to the source into the app component. And then here I'm going to change the URL to our Heroku URL. And that should now work with our deployed API. Okay, so now I just need to deploy this. So to do that, I would just push this up to GitHub, and then GitHub would just do all the rest of the work. Debating whether I want to do that. Yeah, I guess so. So let's open up the terminal in this folder. Let's create a Git repository, git init. Okay, git add git commit -m update. Okay, let me remove the existing remote that's there, because again, this was from a clone. Git remote rm origin. Then we need to create a remote repository. So for today, what I'll do is I'll try to use GitLab, because I haven't really used GitLab before. So let's use a GitLab. So new project. Just call it, dog React. Okay. Cool. That's all fine. Yeah, I'll take care of the SSH key later. Okay, so I connect this repo this way, paste, and then I'll do a git push origin master. Okay, which my username should still be, I guess, the same thing as my GitHub information. Well, actually, let me think about that. What is my username here? Okay, so I think it's this. Oh, good. That was it. Perfect. Okay. And now that pushed it up to GitLab. So if I refresh this page, there's all my code here on GitLab. Fun, fun, fun. And now what I can do is head over to Netlify, log in. It's the same process, whether it's like GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket. It's the same process, except now I'm going to do it with GitLab. So I will authorize my GitLab account. And there's only 2 repos in there. So at this point, I have to put in a build command. The build command is the command that triggers React to build, so npm run build. And then the folder that it's going to build to, which is build, deploy site. And notice, see, I'm deploying to 2 different places. My API is deployed to Heroku, while my front end is deployed to Netlify. So the great thing is I'm getting to balance out these 2 sets of infrastructure. So that way I'm not overusing Heroku and I'm not overusing Netlify. I'm very unlikely to hit past the free tier of both. And then plus my API server is only doing one thing and my front end is doing one thing, and it just makes my everything a bit more efficient. So now it's going to be building. So here we can actually watch the progress of this. So you see it's like it's building the thing. And then it's going to start serving it in a second. Did it finish? Site is live. Yeah, it's done. So let's go to the deploy. And there we go. Make a new dog. So let's make Spot age 5. Okay, so notice that when I hit the button, nothing's happening. So that means something's going wrong. So let's diagnose. Control Shift I. I'm going to go to network. Let's click the button and see, oh, there's my failed request. So let's examine it. Let's see here, request URL. Oh, I see, I didn't include dog. That was the problem. Okay, so let me go back to my code. I have to include dog on there. Dog. Save. So now we have to git add, git commit. Update URL. Git push origin master. Okay, and this is always your best friend when you're troubleshooting your... oh, I gotta do this again. Okay. But your network tab, what it does is shows you the requests that are coming in as they come in. And see, I can examine it. So I can see when I click on that failed request, I can see that it was sent to this URL, which is not the URL that I wanted it sent to. So that's why I got 404 not found. Other things that could have been a problem is my request. So I can go to my request headers, make sure that, hey, there's my content type header telling my server that it's JSON. Good, it's there. Okay, so this was the body that was sent in the request. You know, just making sure that everything looks the way it should. Okay. So this is a very useful tab to get acquainted with. But right now we're going to wait for this to rebuild. So let's go back to deploys. Okay, in a second it should be rebuilding. And this was at 10. Deployed 16 seconds ago, so it should be updated. So let's refresh. Okay, let's try this again. Spot H4. And it works now. So now it's fully deployed. Okay, we're adding a dog to our online database. If I go back to mongodb.com, okay, perfect. Okay, and then I can go to collections to see what's inside my database. And it's loading, it's loading. And we can see there are our 2 dogs. Okay, so everything is now working online. How nice. Okay, so that concludes our series on Express. But again, basically you build an API, you have access to all these tools. Just watch these videos over again if you have any questions. But yeah, Express is pretty powerful. This is only really scratching the surface of what you could do. It's really up to your imagination what you can do with your newfound Express server powers. Have a good day.